already submitted at least $150 in sales this month, you're active. So if you're already active in August, stand up, because we want to recognize you. And there's still, what, 12 days left in the month, so there's still plenty of days for the rest of us to get active. So, 11? 31 days. Thought that was 31 days in August, anyway. Okay, all right, Denise is taking
Okay, we're ready. So now y'all get ready, because you're about to hear from some powerhouse people who have a lot of bookings. So I'm going to introduce them. So we're going to have Jenny Fontenot. Come on up, Jenny. Jenny started her business 14 years ago. She loves her cooking shows and interacting with the guests and hosts too. She enjoys helping others start the business. Her career sales are $702,000. Her show average, get this, is $1,098. And she's done over 1,200 shows. She's earned excellence in awards over 9 times. She's an elite seller. So far this year, she has 88 bookings. 88. And she's added 16 new team members. And this, my friends, is why she has already earned Puerto Rico. So, we're going to have Mary Lusto. Mary has been in the business for 23 years. She has career sales of $1,370,000. She has 168 qualified recruits. Mary has a $1,200 show average and has earned a vacation every single year since 1996. And then we have Theresa Manuel. Theresa started selling just a little over 2 years ago. She promoted to a director in 11 short months. And she earned her first trip and to Riviera Maya. And she earned excellence this year in sales. And it was her first time, and that's exciting. Year to date, she has $42,895 in sales. She has a show average of $876. Her average customer order is $77. She has recruited 8 people, and 5 have qualified to date, but she has 21 career recruits. So that's why these people will be talking to you today. Oh, let me ask the question. I'm sorry. Let's move on to the next thing. Alrighty, so question number 1 is, what are the most common objections you hear at a party, and how do you respond? So Theresa, can you answer that one for us?
Yeah, so a lot of people just say they're too busy, right? Y'all hear that a lot? Yeah, so I would respond, there's 2 things that is so important that we can offer them. And number 1 is time with their friends. When you're so busy, time gets away from you and you don't see your friends. And so this is like the perfect excuse to get all your friends together and have a party, right? And the second thing, which is what I'm mostly passionate about, and everybody here is getting dinner on the table quickly. So one night of hosting a party, and I can show you tips and tricks and recipes that can help you on those busy nights when you have soccer games and baseball and you get home late. Like if you let me help you do a show together, we can provide meals for your family and ideas on how to get dinner on the table super quick.
Okay, Jenny, what would you say to that?
Well, during the shows, I like to talk about how easy it actually is to host a Pampered Chef party, and even get your hostess to, ask her, say, was it hard to host a Pampered Chef party? So that way they're hearing it from the actual hostess too. So I do ask the current host to share. If we're checking out, and I'm like, so, were you one of the ones that wanted to host a Pampered Chef party? And they're like, oh, I don't know, not right now. You just say, well, it doesn't have to be immediate, and so that way they realize, because sometimes they think that when you're asking them to host a Pampered Chef party, they think they got to do it next week or even 2 weeks from now. And you ask them, like, we're August 19th. They're like, oh, well, when were you thinking you wanted to have a show? Oh, well, the beginning of September. Oh, well, heck, I'm booking the beginning of September. And then you're like jumping, you're excited inside because you're thinking they're going to say like, February of next year or something. So you always want to ask, like, if they can't do it right now, when were they actually thinking? And don't assume.
Okay, question number 2 is, what is one example of a booking seed that you plant at your shows? Mary, can you answer that one?
Sure. I don't necessarily do like a one-liner, but I always like to share the upcoming specials and also reinforce the core of the host program. Because sometimes if you get too hung up on the specials, then they forget how great the regular host program is. So, for instance, this is a great month. The cookware is 60% off. Well, I can't fit anybody else in for this month. So then you don't want to create a situation where people feel, oh gosh, I missed out. You know, I can't get that great cookware deal. So the fact of the matter is it's 50% off year round. So I always try to reinforce that aspect of the host program as well as the free dollars. And I do that throughout my party. You know, showing the chart on the back of the catalog, actually walking them through the host program on the chart. And also I find if you use real numbers, instead of saying 50% off or 60% off, I'm not a math person, so, I mean, I know what 50% off means, but that's not as impactful to me as if I say, well, you know, you can get this, you can save $125 on this double burner grill pan. I mean, that makes a big impression on somebody. So, you know, using the real concrete numbers really, I find, helps draw people in to get the bookings.
So Jenny, what is one example of looking seat that you plan at your shows?
I pretty much kind of do the same thing as Mary. I mean, you know, you just want to kind of, I don't do those little corny one-liners like, I just kind of say, well, you know, when you have your own party, we can almost put up credit card debt with chocolate or whatever. So anyway, I just kind of, you know, just put it out there, and you just want to stay real at your shows, and just you saying like, well, you know, when you have your own party, you can get this at, you know, 50% off, and you're not really saying what month it's at or whatever, but if you're still needing bookings for this month, then you say, but when you host your party this month, you can get this double burner grill pan for only $100 versus $250, or you can save $150 off this double burner grill pan this month, you know, so that way if you still need it now, then you can reword it, but if you just talk about it, and you just sprinkle it out, try to give yourself like 2 or 3 products, like, oh, when I go to my Rock, I'm going to remind them, you know, this is one of my hostess' favorite things to get at half price. This is one of my hostess' favorite, you know, if you're looking at the grill pan or whatever. So just kind of try to use those products to make you think about sprinkling in booking lines throughout your shows.
Okay, here's a good one. I am new to the business. How do I ask someone to host a show or party, or whatever you want to call it? How do you ask? So let's have Theresa answer that.
Yeah, so I think when you get started, the most important thing is your launch list. And I think people have trouble with that. You really want to branch out and think of everybody that you can ask. I think people kind of tend to think of their close friends and family, like who would you invite to baptism or graduation, but really your launch list is anybody and everybody that eats and cooks, right? So the most important thing is really to branch out. And when you're reaching out to people, make it personal. Like, you know, I'm starting my new business, I'm so excited, I thought of you because you love to entertain, and I thought this would be a great way for you to entertain. I thought of you because I know how you like healthy cooking, and we have some great meals for healthy cooking. So make it personal and make it about them, and think of ways that you can offer the business that would be exciting for them. And your open house, like that's super important too, to invite everybody. And that way, if somebody cannot come, then you can say, well, I'm sorry you can't make it. Would you like to earn free products? And I can come do this for you and your friends and get everybody together. So that's what I would say.
Okay, Jenny, how would you answer that?
I think when you're a new consultant and you're excited, it shows whenever you share your business with other people. And if y'all really notice with Theresa's wording, whenever you are asking people, you know, that you want to get some shows on your calendar, you know, you're like, I'm really excited, or, you know, hey Mary, this is Jenny, I'm really excited to start my own Pampered Chef business, you know, would you be willing to get some friends together and let me come do a show for y'all? And so you're kind of wording it like, you know, you want to come do a show for them, and that's the same thing Theresa said. It's not like, hey Mary, look, I just got started with my Pampered Chef business, and like I really need some people to do some shows. Do you think you could find like 3 people to come to your house and I could come? So really word it to where you're excited and you want to go do it for them, not that they're doing it for you, you know. So, you know, I would love to come do a show for you and your friends. So I think that's how you word things.
That's good. Okay, so the next question. How do you create excitement about hosting outside of your parties or outside of your shows? Theresa.
Yeah, so it's all those out and about contacts. You wear your PC logo, carry around catalogs, mini catalogs, all those things. Recipe cards, just striking up conversations. I know some people are a little shy and they don't like doing that, but it's super easy. You know, like in the grocery store, just if if you have recipe cards, and you can just kind of start talking about some of that stuff. Last year we learned a great tip. I don't know who told it about dropping a mini catalog. Was that you? Yeah, somebody talked about when you leave a Walmart, if somebody's following you, like you just drop a catalog behind you, and then they'll pick it up and say, oh ma'am, you dropped this, and we have a consultant on our team that's done that several times, and she's made great contacts that way. And then they'll say like, oh, don't worry about it, and then you just say, don't worry about it, you can keep it, my contact information's on there, and what a great way, because if you drop something, somebody wants to help you, right? And so you just kind of be aware of who's around you, and then you just kind of drop it. So I thought that was a great idea.
And when she said logo, what reminded me is how we're all dressed. Go into the grocery, like this, and they're going to be like, what you doing? Well, let me tell you all about our business, you know? I mean, seriously, or go with your apron on, you know, if you put on. Okay, so Mary, how would you answer that?
Well, you just stole my answer.
I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say, you know, you can go with your apron, you know, before your show, if you have to stop at the grocery store or stop at the gas station, just have your apron on already. Like, oh, I forgot I had my apron on, you know? But the other thing is, how many of you, when you were at a party or any kind of function and you're introduced to somebody and they say, you know, well, what do you do for a living? And you have another, let's say you have another job besides Pampered Chef. How many of you say the other job that you don't say, oh, well, I'm a Pampered Chef consultant, or I'm with the Pampered Chef? Or is anybody else guilty of that? Okay, that should be the first thing you mention. You know, you have to let people know what you're doing. And then that opens the whole door of, you know, have you heard of Pampered Chef? Or they're going to comment right away, oh, I love Pampered Chef. And be ready for the next step after that comment. You know, what's your favorite product? Do you have a consultant you work with all the time? When was the last time you saw a catalog? Things like that to keep that conversation going.
Okay, next question. What do you say to personally invite everyone to host a party during checkouts? And I'm going to have all three of you answer this. So, Jenny, you start.
Okay, honestly, I just ask, and like, I tell myself before I leave my house, like, I'm gonna get 2 bookings before I close that show, or I'm gonna, you know, get a new recruit lead. Like, you just have to put things out there and be positive, and just tell yourself, like, when you get to that show, like, you have a goal, like, when you already left your house, that, you know, you're gonna have a great show, and it's gonna be amazing. Let's see what I wrote down on here. First, I would ask them about, you know, if they want information about Pampered Chef, then I ask about booking a cooking show. I always ask about a cooking show first before I go into like Facebook or catalog shows, because that is where I enjoy my business the most, is through my cooking shows. Let's see. So sometimes I'll even say, so when would you like to have your party? Or were you one of the ones that wanted to host a party? Because I just assume, I mean, why wouldn't you want to host a party? I mean, have y'all seen our rewards program? I mean, it's pretty amazing, you know. So you just assume that everybody there wants to book a party, and until they tell you no, just assume that they're yes.
Okay.
Something that I've trained myself to do, instead of saying, do you want to, train yourself to say, what are your thoughts about getting some friends together for a fun night? Say, what are your thoughts about getting some friends together for a fun night? Because that's not a yes or no question, and you're asking them what their thoughts are, so you're immediately going to get to the objection that they have, if they have one. They may not have one, but if they do, you're going to get to that objection right away, and then you're going to know how to answer that. So that has really helped a lot with my bookings and keeping that conversation open to, even if they don't want to have a live party, you know, to a catalog or a Facebook party.
Yeah. So when I do my closing, I'll talk about not just booking a party, I'll talk about themes. Like, so, you know, I have fajitas and margaritas, we have brunch and punch. So I plant those seeds of like fun themes that they can do. So when they come to the checkout, I ask them what they thought about the themes, which one they like the best, and then, you know, when would they like to do a show. And if they say they're not interested right now, I always ask if I can follow up with them in a few months. Because then it takes away the pressure of you harassing them, because they've given you permission to call them back. And so you keep doing that. If you call them and they say it's not the right time or whatever, then you say, can I call you back in a few months, until they tell you no. That gives you permission to keep doing it. Also, you can partner with your host and let them know that they're gonna get rewards. They get a half price item for anybody that books. So, you know, ask them to help you get bookings. If somebody can't make it, then ask them if they would be interested in hosting a party too, you know, because it's a partnership. So have them be responsible for helping look for those bookings, or even ask them, which one of your friends do you think would like to do a party, or which one of your friends likes to entertain, those kind of things, so you can reach out to those people that way. And then sometimes I'll offer prizes like pop a balloon and pick a prize or whatever, so when they book their party, they can pop the balloon and they get like, you know, a free gift or whatever, like those kind of things at checkout. It just kind of makes it fun and offers an extra incentive.
Okay, so here's a good one. I've been selling for a while now, and I'm in a booking slump. Raise your hand if you've been there, done that. Okay, I'm in a booking slump. It's the first of the month. What would you do to get bookings? Jenny?
Well, you can always look back, like if you have been a consultant for a while, you can look back and like this month it's cookware, okay? So you could go back and look into your past orders and find out who has ordered cookware from you, and then you can reach out to them and let them know, look, you know, the cookware is the host special this month, you know, would you like to add to your collection? So that's definitely a way that you can reach out to past customers and hostesses. It's not just hostesses, it's customers too. Now, this is if you're actually going to take the time to follow up though, because don't waste your time and do this if you're not going to really follow through with it. But you can take mini catalogs like and you can mail them out to select customers, especially like the new stuff, you know, like we're fixing to get new books next month. So if September 1st you didn't have any bookings on your calendar, you can mail out the little new mini catalogs and just then follow up with those people who you mailed it to and ask them, you know, well, did you get the little mini catalog I mailed you? And, you know, what were you most excited about in the catalog? So you're kind of just getting their feedback, and then you can kind of reach out to their, you know, oh, well, then there's your opportunity to go, oh, well, you know what? I'm doing this new brunch and punch show, or I'm doing, you know, kids back to school show. And so then you can kind of take it into like a little fun theme show and see if they might be interested at that point to have a show.
Okay, Theresa?
Yeah, so follow up with past hosts. The pick the number 1 through 20, I had done that kind of went around, and that was very popular. You ask them to pick a number, and then obviously everybody's a winner, so you say you're the lucky winner, and you offer them whatever, like a free cooking show or something for a virtual or whatever, and see if they're interested. I got a lot of bookings for that. Host your own theme party. Like we said, you can host a party of your own anytime, so I've done that several times. I've done an open house around Christmas time and got some bookings that way. I've done salad in a jar, so just hosting your own party. Vendor events. Vendor events are a great way, especially at this time of the year, if you're having trouble to get bookings and get those new contacts. Customer care calls, and basically what Jimmy said.
Okay, last question, Mary. How do you get your potential host to commit to a date?
Well, if I'm at the party and I ask, you know, what do you think about having a party, getting some friends together? Like Jenny said a little while ago, sometimes they'll say, you know, oh, I can't do it right now. And I mean, they mean right now.
Like tomorrow
Yeah.
or the next day.
Yeah, and so at that point, you know, I'll just say, well, what are you thinking about? You just always want to keep asking questions. What are you thinking about? And so then they'll say, oh, well, I could probably do it, you know, next week, you know, and so you just work with them. And I never open my calendar and just say, you know, here it is. I always say, well, what night of this is one of my big questions, what night of the week are you most interested in? And so once they tell me that, then I actually look on my phone and I give them the first available, you know, Thursday or whatever it is that they said. Because you want to be in control of getting those bookings, you know, as close in as possible. If you open the world to them, they're going to take the furthest date out there. So, you know, it's like they're making the decision. When I ask those questions, I'm leading them to think that they're the ones in control. But really, based on their answers, I'm getting the bookings where I need them.
Okay, thanks. So y'all give them a big round of applause.
Now, the biggest thing, y'all. Okay. Like when you're away on each floor, you know, to try to avoid bookings at your shows,
Yeah.
okay? Make yourself a point to where you know, I'm not leaving here until I have 2 bookings on my calendar. And you tell them, say, we have to put a date in for you, and even if it's further out. But that's when they're excited about the products, they're excited about it. So do your work at your shows, and it just makes your business easier. And you know, like, you're not through until you have 2 bookings. I've even been at parties, I'm like, all right, y'all, nobody's booked a party yet. Who wants to book a party? And I'm not leaving there until somebody says yeah, you know? You just gotta, like, do it at your parties, because you're gonna be like, and what's the worst thing happening? They tell you no? So what?
Well, and to piggyback off of that, send them home with a host packet, because if they go home with something in their hands, they're committed. You know, they feel like they're committed, whereas if they just have a date, it's in one ear and out the other, they don't even remember what the date is when you call them the next time. So send them home with a host packet, and they're much more likely to stick.
Yeah, and if they're not sure, then have them pencil it in and say we can always change it. Because once they write it down, or once you put it, they kind of stick with it, you know. But if they know that they can change it if they need, then they're more likely to
But
pick
you need
a
that
date.
date anyway, y'all. You
Yeah.
have to put in a date in the computer, so you're not being dishonest when you tell them, y'all, we have to pick a date for me to get the hostess credit. And you're doing yourself a service if you follow through with that. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna follow up with you in November, and then you got a call and they're like, what? I told you I might book a party. I'm not doing a party. You know, book a date.
Pick a date, right? Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies. Stand up for a second. See that lady in the back? She's got it.